So, let me ask you something. What if this world we see, all its beauty, all its motion, everything that feels so real, is actually a kind of brilliant illusion? I don't mean a lie. Not exactly. It's more like this stunningly beautiful, almost hypnotic system that's designed to hide a much deeper, stranger truth. That's the wild idea at the heart of the Gnostic view of reality, and that's what we're going to get into right now.
And right away, we hit this central paradox. I mean, the world shines, right? It's got color, warmth, everything feels so alive. But from this perspective, that life, it's borrowed. The shine isn't its own. Think of it like a beautiful ember glowing in the dark. It looks incredible, but you know it's already in the process of fading out. So we're all caught in this constant push and pull. On one side, you've got everything that shines, the newness of spring, the energy of youth, that feeling of something novel and exciting. But it's always tied to the other side, to the darkness. Winter always comes. We all get older, things fall apart. It's this mix, this shining darkness that's so convincing, so easy to get lost in. Okay, so to really unpack this, we're going to walk through 5 key parts. First, we'll nail down what this shining darkness really is. Then, we'll decode the 2 main pieces of its operating system, Gi and Cosmos. After that, we'll look at how our own bodies are the best proof. Then, we'll tackle the system's cleverest trick, the hypnosis of change. And finally, we'll see what it means to find what's called the first sobriety.
All right, Section 1, the shining darkness, this alluring illusion. So the big question is, why does this work so well? Why do we get so deeply attached to a world that, deep down, we know is constantly falling apart? And here's the key, you see. If the world was just dark and awful, we'd never fall for it. It would just be repulsive. But it's not. It shines. It's got just enough life, just enough beauty to completely draw us in, but not enough stability to actually last. It's that intoxicating mix of beauty and decay that gets its hooks in us and makes us think, yep, this is it. This is the real deal. So how does this whole system actually work? Well, we can kind of break it down into 2 fundamental parts. It's almost like peeking behind the curtain, seeing the code that runs the whole show. And the 2 big ideas we need to get are Gi and Cosmos. First up is Gi. Think of Gi as, well, everything you can see and touch and feel. It's the physical, earthly world around us. The seasons, our bodies, the ground beneath our feet. It's the beautiful sensory stuff. It's where this whole system gets really personal. And then you have the Cosmos. This is the stuff you can't see. It's the underlying logic, the rules of the game. It's basically the operating system that keeps the whole thing running in a way that makes sense, in those cycles we all know. The cosmos is what dictates those patterns of birth, growth, aging, and death that make Gi feel like a consistent, real world. So what we see here is that these 2, Gi and Cosmos, are totally inseparable. Okay, so this all sounds pretty abstract, right? How can we know any of this is for real? Well, the next part argues that the most powerful piece of evidence is something you can't ignore. It's your own body. This is a really blunt, really powerful idea from the Gospel of Thomas. It's saying that when you learn to see the world for what it is, you discover it's like a corpse. Now that sounds harsh, but think about it. A beautiful form, moving around, but it's animated by something temporary, a borrowed force. It's not truly alive in an incorruptible way. And the text says, our own bodies are Exhibit A.
I mean, this just lays it all out, doesn't it? Our bodies are the perfect witnesses to how this system works. They get older, they weaken, they are constantly battling against time. No matter how hard we try, we can't make them last forever. They are, quite literally, living, breathing proof that we're part of a system that's designed to wind down and fall apart.
Okay, but wait a minute. I know what you're probably thinking. Hold on, the world is always changing, there's always new growth. Isn't that proof of life? And that's a great question. But this next idea suggests that this constant change is actually the system's most clever and most hypnotic trick. And it's a totally fair question, right? Of course it is. We see the seasons turn, we see things being born all the time. We've been taught to connect all that movement and change with life and freedom. But what if that's the big illusion? Because the idea here is that the world just changes its masks, but not its logic. The surface level stuff is always shifting. The leaves change color, the actors on the stage change, but the underlying rules, the deep programming of the cosmos, that never ever changes. The cycle just repeats, and that repetition is what keeps us hypnotized. And what are those unchanging rules? Well, they're the hard ones. Time, always moving forward. Debt, we always owe something to someone or to nature itself. Need, we are always wanting, always needing. Consumption, we have to consume to live. And of course, death. These things don't change no matter what the world looks like on the surface. They are the constants.
And to really drive this point home, to show the contrast, the Gospel of Thomas offers this incredible image. It talks about 5 trees in paradise. And what's special about them? They aren't affected by summer or winter. Their leaves never fall. They are a symbol of a completely different kind of reality, one that's beyond the cycle, a reality that is genuinely, permanently alive, free from that hypnotic loop of change and decay.
So, after all of this, where do we land? It leads us to this final, crucial idea, the first sobriety. And let's be clear, this isn't about becoming cynical or hating the world. It's not about rejecting beauty. It's about seeing it all with clear eyes, seeing through the glow to what's really there.
This first sobriety means seeing that the world's glow is a weak light that we've mistaken for fullness.
It's seeing the world as an image that we've mistaken for the source. It's seeing that what looks like life is just animation, and we've mistaken it for true life. And in these starkest terms, it's seeing that this world is a corpse that we've mistaken for a kingdom. So in the end, this whole perspective doesn't really hand you an answer. It leaves you with a really big question. If all of this beautiful, heartbreaking, totally captivating reality is a kind of dream, then what does it actually mean to wake up?